Well, I think we locked it out. I mentioned this last time, but the last 2 preps, specifically at this point in the peak with damn near these same numbers, I missed, I think 337 twice. And the following week came back and hit 342 in my last prep. But I kind of expect this week's performance to be a little lower after my first kind of big week. I find there's a little bit of a refractory period. So you saw my squats, you know, we went up, I don't know, 7.5 or whatever. How much did we go up? Yeah, 7.5. And it was a little slow. Went up 10 on the deadlift, and it was pretty slow. It was more than a little slow. But I'm confident that that is a good sign, right? It's a little bit more than last prep. We actually got it to lock out. Didn't full on get stuck and miss it. So yeah, I think that bodes well. It's hard not to take that as like some discouragement. But if I look at it objectively in the trends of the data, this peak is going better for the deadlift than any previous peak in the last like couple years. So yeah, we'll pull some volume, couple of doubles. And then I think we got some pin press, 2 board press, and some pull downs, and that's the day. So come along. Man, I ripped the shit out of that fingernail. Probably gonna cut the ever-living hell out of my knee a little more. A lot of questions on that last video about mouth guards. I use one from New Age, mostly just because I can get it from Inner Strength, and they're great. But the reason I use it is because I have chipped teeth before lifting. Taking big air, clamping down shut, and I also have a habit of like grinding my teeth at night, so I can only imagine when I'm doing a max effort lift or something. Helps a little bit to have something to bite into. I think it's more of like a psychological preparation thing than anything, but yeah, that's why. Felt like good training, like the intensity on that double. I feel like it kind of pulled out the flaw, like that lockout. Like I could feel it a little bit on those, but was able to get through it pretty smoothly. And I think that's kind of an indicator of whether or not you're in a good intensity zone for your back off work, is if you can feel that fault or that sticking point or whatever, but only insofar as you're able to sort of win in that battle, right? Because then I feel like these back offs will strengthen that specific part of the range of motion, so the next time I come back in, I'm a little better adapted for that lockout stickiness. Fingers crossed anyways. I almost want to do more work, do one more double, and you know, like there's that sort of like psychological need to try to like make up for that top set not being the best. So inside I'm like, shit, like that second double was my best one. Like let's hammer it so that next week, you know, we don't fuck up again. But the thing is, you know, I gotta trust the system, I gotta trust the programming. And I think that doing another set probably just gonna leave me with an angrier knee by next week and maybe impact my deadlifts negatively. I think part of the reason that this week feels a little down is because of that big chunk of volume that I did in the first week. So I think letting that kind of balance out a little bit, making sure my recovery is back online for my final heavy week here, probably a smarter idea. So the Eleiko isn't quite tall enough with the safeties at max for me to do a chest level pin press. So I cut these pieces of flooring and try to secure them on here with bands. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but now I can pin press at the right spot. Well, it's supposed to be 8. Kind of had the exact opposite problem as the chain bench last week. Last week I was too strong, this week I'm too weak. So it's supposed to be 8 and a 9. Ended up with 7 at 8.5. So I think what I'll do today is I'll stick with this weight, and protocol is supposed to be 8 and a 9, then drop however many reps you need to in subsequent sets to get to an 8 RP. So I'll stick with the drop protocol, the rep drop. Might be 5s, might be 6s. I'll just hit this 2 and 8 for my next 2 sets, and that'll give me what I need. I think what I need is a nap and a sandwich, honestly, at this point. But yeah, you don't like to come into a session and stink it up like 2 weeks out. Doesn't feel great. But you also don't want to blow one bad session out of proportion. So it's a struggle mentally to not be like swearing and throwing my belt around right now. But I think we've matured a little bit. So we'll take our lumps. Maybe today isn't an amazing session. Life goes on. We'll have 2 more sessions this week. And if the knee's feeling good, maybe we actually get some more squat and deadlift work in this week instead of just our 1 exposure last week and like 1 set of leg press I think I got. So yeah, maybe we'll see some some more work to help bolster those numbers for next week, because this peak is dying quickly in terms of time. The time is going fast. I just saw on my phone 17 days. Comes up quick. Feels like yesterday I was like, oh yeah, I got like 130 days, like I'm gonna be so ready. You never feel ready, by the way. You get meat a year out. So much can happen in a year. So much can happen in 4 weeks that, you know, things very rarely go exactly according to plan, you know, and I think it's important sometimes to, yeah, that's That's Brittany's big thing, is that it's okay to do it scared. Like, it's okay to feel underprepared. It's okay to go into a meet and be like, I don't know how this is gonna go. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I don't know if my competitors are gonna be too strong for me. Like, I don't know. But I think that's really what this sport is kind of all about, is just like seeing what you can get out of yourself. And it does push you and motivate you when there's other people, you know, that are right there, or that you're chasing even in some cases. But at the end of the day, it's what can you get out of yourself. And every time you finish a meet, whether it's a 9 for 9 day and you hit a 70 kilo total PR, or whether you bomb and go 2 for 9, you still come off the platform like, what do I got to do next? You know, all you can think about is what things you could have improved on, what things you'll improve on for next time. And I think that's how people get hooked on this sport. But anyways, just jabbering now. Let's do some lifting. So like I said, we'll look for 5 or 6 here. Try to go to a good at 8, and just kind of feel it out with how many reps that means. Goal will be at least 6. If I can get 7 out of 8, get the RPE down a little bit from the last set, that'll be kind of ideal. But got to make sure I'm not sacrificing my touches or pauses. Six there. 8, maybe 8.5. Definitely felt it slow down a little on rep 5. But we're right in the zone, right where we need to be. One more set here, and then we'll do some close grip 2 boards. Down to 5 there. Definitely starting to feel it a little. Up next, me breathing, but this time to the tune of close grip 2 board sets of 10. Follow along at home. Didn't do as much breathing on that set as I thought I would. I was doing it and then I was like, why am I doing this? It's making it way harder. Hold your breath while you lift. Especially while you're benching. Although, if you haven't held your breath while benching before, if you're gonna start, have a spotter. But every time you breathe out on the bench, your chest is gonna fall a little bit, fall a little bit, fall a little bit. Next thing you go, you're gonna be doing 3 centimeters of extra range of motion. And you wonder why your last rep got hard. Hold your breath. Keep your chest up. That set goes out to whoever's coming for me. let them know I'm coming for them. Twice as hard. Friggin' CCS kept me up last night. Drug testers showed up at my house at 9:30 last night. I was not hydrated enough, so I had to give almost 2 partial samples. Barely made it to the 90 ml mark. Took like 45 minutes. So I was up past my bedtime. The drug testers are coming for me. Everyone's coming for me. I suppose I should take it as a compliment that I'm so comfortable. That's it. That's the day. It wasn't great. Wasn't bad. Try not to get discouraged when you have shitty days, because they happen. It doesn't define a training cycle. I don't know. Comment down below. Like, subscribe. See you in the next one.